Good morning traders, Joseph here from Eightcap. Overnight we saw a little bit of a mixed session. Risk currencies, well, the commodity risk currencies had a good night. We can see the Aussie there that really just carried on from the much better than expected jobs data that came out in yesterday's Asian session. Buying has carried on today so far, and the New Zealand dollar as well had a strong session. It's testing that point of resistance here at the moment. We'll move on. The euro pulled back after putting up quite a nice rally during yesterday's session. At the moment it's quite flat. Things are quite different on the pound. We saw another decline, taking it to basically 3 days in a row now after that flat close here. So after all the rallying we saw last week, we've now seen a 2.40% decline. We'll get onto the pound a bit later. Things are getting much more critical. Early tomorrow morning, which is late tonight, we're going to see really how Boris Johnson's going to do to a certain degree, but we'll get into that shortly. I just want to touch on oil. Oil has continued a strong rally. We've seen a beautiful move this week so far, and we've got a gain of 2.27% so far this week, and we made new weekly highs overnight. We'll just go to gold. Gold finally recorded a firm close. A firm close now takes it well into this resistance point. Now we're just looking for buyers to make that next step and break above that point. We'll be keeping an eye on that tonight. US stocks had another good session overnight. The impeachment hearings are not, which are now in the Senate, have not really dampened anyone's buying motivation at the moment. We can have a quick look here at the US 30. We cleared into new record highs once again, and this is the same story on the S&P. New records again, and on the Nasdaq we've seen another surge back into new records. So moving on to overnight's news, the Philly Fed index came in weaker. The Bank of England held rates as expected, but what sort of set the pound going lower was a lower growth forecast, and that sort of did upset some of the morale from the buying side. Now, going on to tonight's news, we have at 8:30 this evening the UK current account. 12:30 we have Canadian retail sales and core retail sales, and the big one to keep an eye out for tonight, I don't know if you'll be awake if you're in Australia, but at 1:30 a.m. this is quite an important one for the pound and for Brexit, and to see where Boris Johnson's at after his election win. So it's straight into the fire basically for Boris with this Parliament Brexit vote coming up, and this is a vote on the withdrawal agreement bill for January 31st. So if you're a pound trader, 1:30 a.m. tonight will be quite an important one to keep an eye on. And based on how the pound is at the moment, after some of those brilliant rallies we saw, things have changed quite a bit. So traders will be most likely keeping a very close eye on that one. So once again, at 1:30 a.m. Saturday morning, which is this evening, that's the Parliament Brexit vote on the withdrawal agreement bill for January 31st exit date from the EU. So that's it for now. We hope you have a great session today trading, and until next week, have a fantastic weekend. Thanks, bye for now.